Good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good morning. What's going on, good people? Welcome back to another brand new episode of Millionaire Man Cave right here on none other but Relationship Entertainment Television, better known as RETV. Appreciate y'all for tuning in because y'all could have chosen to tune into anything else, but y'all know y'all can tune into RETV 24/7, 365, and Millionaire Man Cave starts each and every Tuesday right here, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're watching via Facebook, we appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let your peoples know that we are live on air. Y'all can make your comments, all that good stuff, and we'll actually see it right here on the screen. Put you on the screen. And if you're watching via YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the Relationship Entertainment Television YouTube channel. So that way, and then hit the bell so that way you're notified each and every time a brand new episode of Millionaire Man Cave comes on Relationship Entertainment Television. What else I got for you? Roku. If you want to watch via Roku, y'all can go ahead and download the RETV Live app via Roku, so you can watch RETV on your Roku. Or if you want to watch via the internet, you can also tune into re-tv.net. You can see all previous shows there, in addition to on YouTube and probably Facebook too. Then you can get us a little bit everywhere. But again, we're also live, so make sure if you got questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and put them in the chat so we can see them. Or send them in the info@re-tv.net, info@re-tv.net. And just make sure you notate it to Millionaire Man Cave so that way we are notified and we can get you on screen. Send in your video questions, send in your video,
yes, please.
Video questions, video comments, all that good stuff. All you gotta do is simply take your phone, record yourself for about a good 15-20 seconds, send it in the info@re-tv.net, carry Millionaire Man Cave, and we got you. Mike said, yes, please.
Yeah, I mean, we used to have those video questions all the time. I miss them. I miss them.
Different form of interaction with our audience. And so we definitely, appreciate y'all, for sending in those video questions or just questions in general, but specifically your video questions, though. Those are pretty dope. We have an opportunity to share those with people who are actually watching and listening to the show. Speaking of the show, I couldn't do this show without the fella that's on the screen with us tonight. As always, my brother from another mother, Millionaire Mike, is in the building tonight, Mr. Superman Lover. What's going on, Mike?
Who, me? Yeah, man. Doing great. Hey, I just turned 50. I'm doing great. Sunday was my birthday.
We got to that part yet, Mike. We was going to wish you happy birthday. We was going to wish you happy birthday. We ain't got to that part. Not great.
But I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm at that mark. So Tuesday night, y'all know I usually try to think of how I'm feeling for real.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing all right. It feels good outside, and I'm upbeat. Had a lot of work today that I had to get through, but I got through it, and now I got a drink in my hand, and I'm chilling.
That's what's up. And Speaking of your birthday, we're going to give a shout out to Mike for his 50th birthday. We're going to play his favorite song.
I swallow his kids. I swallow his kids.
Well, both of y'all. That's Mike's favorite song. We had to send that out to Mike for his 50th birthday.
Oh, my God.
Exactly.
All right. That song took up so much time and space last week.
I'm removing it so we ain't gonna worry about this. I just had to do it one good time.
You lying? You about to play it again?
I'm not. But now, Mike, what you do for your 50th, dog? I mean, that's the big milestone. What you do for your 50th?
Yeah. So, I mean, really up until about 2 months ago, I wasn't going to do anything. I was just like, it's just a regular birthday, but everybody kept saying it's 50, it's something. So now my wife has generously figured out a few things for us to do. Gotcha. So I have a game night that's going to come up this month with some friends and family, and I'm gonna have a bourbon bar there. Hopefully that works out. And then I'm supposed to have a brother's birthday dinner with my brother-in-law, and one of my frat brothers, Daryl. He was in my wedding too, Mr. Two Left Shoe. And and we were supposed to go somewhere. Like Stephanie and I are supposed to travel somewhere for a weekend, just the two of us. But we had to figure things out with that. So that's doing the waiting. But so I guess I am doing it big.
I'm about to say, sound like you're doing it big. Sound like you're doing it big for your birthday. Also, stay out of the DMV. We're gonna let John stew in the background because his ass is late. So we're gonna, let him sit in the green room for a minute. Mr. Reasonable is in the building. What's going on with you, Donnell?
Not much, chilling. No 50th birthday, but I'm here.
Nah, no 50th. You know what's hilarious? So I was talking to one of my coworkers who actually watches the show, and he's like, "Damn, I think I know a little bit of everybody now." He thought John was the oldest one on the show. Okay. And it's actually Mike. No, Mike is the oldest one on the show. That dude right there is 75. I mean 50. So Mike is the oldest one on the show.
I'm like 6 years older than everybody, ain't I? Something like that.
Yeah, a little bit of something. Look at this dude.
Yeah.
You know what? Anyway. So how you feeling tonight, Donnell? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I see you drinking Baltimore's finest again tonight.
Yeah, man. It's my go-to, my Guinness.
Okay.
My Guinness Blonde.
Gotcha. And let's go ahead and do the theme music for John since John won't be late.
I swallow his kids. I swallow his kids. I swallow his kids. Now they swimming in my stomach. I swallow his kids.
Snap.
You see, that's why
I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad at her.
What's going on, Mr. Old Fashioned?
I'm chilling tonight. I'm sad I missed it last week. Work got in the way.
You missed craziness is all you missed.
I know. Well, you know what?
We had a good topic.
That's the whole thing. I'm the one that keep y'all calm around here. Y'all act like I'm the bad guy.
Is that what
I keep y'all together? Y'all be getting all out of hand when I'm not.
Is that what it is? We had a good topic. Really wish you was part of the topic last week. Donnell brought a good topic with affirmative action. Specifically, we're talking about the schools and all that good stuff. So we definitely would have liked your point of view. Considering you went to a boarding school and you got different points of view, and you in the school system. So all that good stuff.
That's right. He's got all sorts of experience.
And they keeping me busy. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize. I wasn't able to be here. So
no, we understand. We understand. Family and kids and work and stuff. It's priority. You get paid by them people. So that's a whole different story.
It ain't all it's cracked up to be.
How you feeling, John? What's going on with you?
Hey, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I like I said, I'm happy to be here. Sipping on some scissor. You know what I'm saying?
Sipping on some scissor.
As always, I had a great week. I know I missed you guys, but I had a great weekend this past weekend. And I don't do weekends. I don't do outdoors. I did a lot of outdoors this past weekend. So, it's all good. It's all good.
Gotcha. A lot of outdoors. Yeah. What you was hiking? Yeah.
Well, no, actually, I played golf on Friday.
Okay.
It was more like I was at golf. I was at golf. I wouldn't say I was playing. I was there. Okay, I was there. But now on Saturday, I went to this is Reverence Premium Small Batch Bourbons. This is a new company, a young company, about 2 years old, out of Tennessee. Go ahead. It's a black-owned company. He signed the bottle for me. The guy who owns it.
Somebody done signed the joint for you.
Yeah. He signed the bottle. Dope. I also bought a cigar from him. I don't know what it's gonna be like, but we'll see how that go. But yeah, I'm drinking on that tonight. It's it's only let's see. He need to redo his label because the Jones say proof 750 milliliters. That ain't right.
What if it was 750 proof? Good God!
Right, that should be fire. But it's 94 proof.
Say, right, literally.
But the Jones is off to the wrong side, so he gonna have to redo this label. I'm gonna have to reach out to him, let him know he gotta get it together on that piece. But the bourbon not bad. You know what I'm saying? It's about 3 years old. It's decent stuff for a 3-year-old bourbon. Apparently, so I went to this place called the Black Owned Wine and Spirits Festival in DC this past weekend, and yeah, man, it was cool. Apparently a lot of places popped up during COVID. A lot of distilleries popped up during COVID, so I drank a lot, ate a little bit. Me and the wife was out running the streets that afternoon. It was cool. Good time.
I wonder if you said that was in DC.
Yeah.
I wonder if my homegirl, she actually went to Winston with us. Kendra was out there with her 5011 wine company.
I didn't see her, but I should remind me after the commercial break to show you what I did get. It's a rum, and it's actually owned by a dude from Winston-Salem State and his son. They are Omegas. And I don't drink rum like that, but I bought it on the strength of my wife in Winston-Salem State, and I will show that a little bit later after the commercial.
Yeah, for sure. I take it. I drink rum. I take it. You know, if you want to get that bottle off your hands, go ahead and send it this way. I take it off your hands for you. You ain't got to worry about it. But yeah, no. So that's good to know that you you remember his name.
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
We get all that after.
Wyvette, I think Wyvette knows his name. She know at least one of the dudes that was helping him out there because he's from the DC chapter. So
yeah, we have to. Hopefully we get a little bit of that after the commercial break. But yeah, Kendra as well. She got 5011 wine. She's out of Virginia, Northern Virginia, and I know you say you're not a big wine drinker, but her wine is on point. I will say her wine is definitely on point. She's just been able to start shipping it down here to North Carolina, and I've had a couple bottles just when she's brought them down here. But her wine
tastes like an Angry Orchard.
This guy,
it's angrier.
This guy,
Honey Crisp or something. Something
like that.
Some people just want to know.
Just inquiring minds want to know. Oh, okay. Speaking of, Donnell, do the damn word to the wise, jackass.
Oh man, okay, ladies. Oh man, ladies. If you got nubs as fingernails,
looking for nubs,
we know, the fellas know you either fight or you smoke a lot of weed. So, word to the wise, just let them grow out a little bit. Just let them grow out.
Little bit. 9 times out of 10, she fight. I ain't seen too many chicks with most chicks with nails. They the ones with nails still smoke a little bit of weed. They ain't completely down to the nubs. But I've seen the only chicks I know who fight got nubs. So
they keep them short.
so they can just ball up their fists and rip. They ain't got to worry about breaking them off or nothing.
Them the ones you need to worry about.
Exactly. Now, you don't see that many chicks fighting them more unless you see some hood.
Not our age.
I'm about to say not our age. Where you see him at, Donnell? Tell us. We want to know. Inquiring minds.
Donnell always got his ear to the street.
Right, exactly. Donnell always know where the hood rat shit go on.
It's always fight night.
Exactly. Yo, let's go ahead and get into this commercial so we can get back to Black Twitter Files.
Hey, it's your girl, Tia Robertson. I'm the host of Entrepreneur Insider. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern for entrepreneurs and news that you need to know about. See you there.
Welcome back to another brand new live episode of Millionaire Man Cave right here on Relationship Entertainment Television, better known as RETV. No other place you'd rather be. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in each and every Tuesday right here on Relationship Entertainment Television for Millionaire Man Cave Live. Where y'all get y'all sneak peek behind the closed doors of a man cave. We talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some serious stuff, some funny stuff. I ain't gonna play Mike's theme song no more. But we talk about a little bit of everything. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and get it. Well, actually, before we get into our Black Twitter files or our Black X files or whatever the hell we call them, y'all realize Kingdom Chef ain't shit. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I realize every week he come in and he sit there and he'll put some comment about the damn Cowboys and then dip back out.
Right.
Okay, I just had to go ahead and say that just in case he was still watching or anybody who knows Kingdom Chef is watching. Y'all can let him know Kingdom Chef ain't shit. His food is good as hell. Eat his food. Food is good as hell. Y'all make sure y'all check out his spot that he got in DC. He got a spot in DC. They got some good food. Go ahead and hire him for some private catering events, all that good stuff. Say what?
I said it's called like brioche
something. I don't know. If you still watching, Chef, put that in the chat instead of that bullshit ass
cowgirl nonsense.
That you put in the chat earlier. You know, put that in the chat. Put your daggone business in the chat, Chef. How about you do that? But in the meantime. Let's go ahead and get into these Black X Files for the night. John, what's good? John, I had to cover Black X Files, and that's how we got into ratchetness last week.
Oh, gotcha.
Hopefully,
okay, so
I'm
gonna start off. I'm about to plug a lot of different companies first before I get into it. Okay. So here you go. So this is the company.
Wait. Before you do, all of them Black owned, right?
All of them Black owned, sir. Yes. For sure.
So I'll let you do it. All right.
So that's why that's the only reason why I'm doing it. So Cass and Kane rum is actually is pretty good. Like I said, I don't drink rum, but they got good stuff. Apparently they are Winston-Salem alum. Cool guys.
Do they make out of DC area or they make down here in
you know what? That's a good question. I don't know where they make it out of.
Hold it up again, John.
Durham. It say Durham.
Only reason I asked is because certain places you can't like ship past certain state lines. That's why I asked.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
So they are in Durham. It was interesting. So there's another company. I'm gonna put this one up because I didn't get a bottle because they didn't have any with them. But it's called Old Hillside Bourbon Company. Their bourbon was good, real good. They ain't had no bottles there with them. They out of Illinois, I think, if I remember correctly. Chicagoland area. Good dudes. This shirt right here, it says Black Fathers Are Necessary. Cool company. I'm gonna put this is the logo is on the shirt. It's by a spoken word poet. I think his name is Messiah that I met at the event on Saturday. It's a cool shirt. I like the shirt. Black Fathers Are Necessary.
Yeah, it is a dope shirt.
You know what I'm saying? I'll get y'all the information.
Like
QR code.
Head, I'm a shirt head. Yeah, definitely gotta put that QR
code right there. So yeah, that's good stuff. So with that being said, the plugs are in for all these Black owned companies. I thought that was a cool little thing that I did this weekend, little event. So now I'm gonna get into some. It probably ain't as ratchet as what y'all was doing last week. But
if you want to go back to ratchet, we can go back. No, no, you don't want to do no.
Let's we okay. We okay. So did y'all hear? Did y'all hear about Tamar Braxton and Jeremy Robbins? I don't even know who the hell Jeremy Robbins.
My wife just told me today. I didn't even know Tamar was engaged again. So she just told me today that she is no longer engaged, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't know that until today or the other day. But yeah, apparently she can't keep it together.
It's not.
She is no longer engaged.
Who is he?
I don't know. I don't know who he is.
He said some white billionaire.
Yeah, well, she can't keep it together. Clearly, she ain't got her act together. But you know what? That's the whole Braxton clan. Them women is cursed.
Really?
Like none of them can't keep it.
Say it, Donnell. Go ahead. No. Donnell must know him. He must know him. They live in Maryland somewhere.
No, I'm just saying. You say it's the Black Braxton clan. I say it's deeper than that. It goes on further than that, but I'm just leave my comments to myself.
Wait, I want to know.
I'm about to say, inquiring minds want to know.
Go deep.
Right.
Nope.
Oh man,
Mike.
You ain't about to get me banned from this show because
yeah, Mama. They do got a house for the mother up in Baltimore though. That's for sure.
Okay.
Man, I do want to know. I want to know offline. All right. So
you
next story.
You want to know?
Did y'all hear about this T.O. thing? Y'all hear about T.O.?
Yes.
And why he don't date black women?
Because they called him ugly.
They made fun of him. They called him black and ugly.
You show is ugly.
But he does date black women now.
But he didn't for a long time.
He didn't because they said he was skinny and ugly.
Yeah. And black. Don't forget about black. He was and black.
Well,
he was a darky. He was a darky.
He was ugly, and I don't know about he's skinny, but he is black and ugly. So I mean, they got they got 2 out of 3, right? I mean,
oh man, that's not nice.
But he was on the show with Ocho Cinco. He was on Ocho Cinco's podcast. Is what it was.
Okay.
When I don't know how the conversation came about, but yeah, he claimed that he did not date black women because they thought he was skinny and ugly. And
opinionated.
There you go. That part.
Did they say that? I missed that part. That was
no.
I ain't hear the opinionated part.
But I just added that part.
I mean, it's an opinion. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It says he was teased for being dark-skinned, which resulted in self-esteem issues.
Did he really though? I mean, like maybe he was just choosing the wrong black chick. Don't get me wrong. Maybe he was choosing the wrong black chick is what I'm thinking.
I mean, let's be honest.
He's human.
There's a lot of black men who, when they are in college, date white women, and part of that is because the black women won't give them the time of day.
If you went to an HBCU, you wouldn't have that problem, John.
You might be right. You might
say
be
that
right.
Again? Wait, say that again.
There's a lot of black men who in college date white women because the black women would not give them the time of day.
Okay.
You agree with that statement, Donna?
I don't know.
I mean, none of y'all went to black. Yeah, well, none of y'all went to a PWI, so y'all don't know.
So I guess. I don't know that I agree, and I don't know that I disagree with that statement. In regards to, you know what I'm saying, with Chad, you know what I'm saying, with Terrell shared with Ocho Cinco.
I think to what John was just mentioning, because we didn't, the three of us specifically anyway, John went to the PWI, but the three of us, because we went to HBCUs, I think it would be more skewed for us because obviously there were 99.9% of black people there. There are white people who go to HBCUs, people. So please realize that white people do go to HBCUs and they are not looked at any differently. They are looked at as a regular student, but 99.9% of the population of HBCUs are African American.
But I also feel like, and this is just my opinion, I also feel like that also has a lot to do with the area we grew up in. Because I didn't go to school with a lot of white women in high school.
Yeah.
So that wasn't my preference. Now, I you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of black dudes who, you know, do date white women, but I feel like they're used to being around them. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes
I disagree. I disagree. I don't think it's about preference. I think this is okay. So we all kind of grew up in the same area.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I will tell you is that it becomes less about preference and more about who they prefer.
Who is they?
The white women. It as a man, black, white, Latino, whatever your convenience is convenience.
So wait. So you're saying that it's it's convenient for them to date a black guy rather than?
I don't think so.
I'm saying from the man perspective, if you being pursued by a woman, or if a woman is showing interest in you, or she is like seems very into you, you're gonna go with the path of least resistance.
That's not true. That's not always true.
When you in college,
not for me.
But it happens a lot.
When you was in college, you ain't go to path of least resistance.
I might have entertained it for a little bit, but I'll say this. I'll say this. Sometimes when it's too easy, I get, you know what I'm saying, I come less interested.
Red flag. That's a red flag for you.
Yeah. I agree. But I don't think John is saying that they are coming across too easy. Right. They are just pursuant more than a black woman would be. In other words, they may laugh a little more at your joke. They may, pop up in your area more often.
They may bring you something.
She don't like you. She don't like you. I mean,
but
she might bring you a green bean casserole.
And if you go to a PWI,
right.
the majority
green bean casserole. Why got to be the green bean? Right.
She might bring you a green bean casserole and some pumpkin pie.
Oh, the white people do. They'll do some casseroles,
right?
And some potato salad with raisins in it.
Potato salad with raisins. Yeah,
hey, y'all gotta stop stereotyping all white people. All white people ain't Karens who can't cook. There are some out there that can actually do a little something. Y'all gonna do a little
That's true. That's true.
Y'all gonna leave my Becky's alone.
Hey, if she got a big backside, hey, we cooking with hot grease.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Because there are some out there who do.
Hey, look, if she pursuing,
especially in the South,
if she pursuing and she ain't got no big backside, oh yeah, nah.
I mean, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
I gotta have a reason to bring you around the homies. Maybe
there
not.
Are some out there
the family.
That do. There are some out there that do. So
hey, the funniest joke though was drinking your juice in the hood. My Bible said, "My milk and magnesia." When he saw that, I said, "What is he looking at?"
Yeah, she will make your stomach do something.
So I am of the I listen to the black women stance where they say if you as a black man date a white woman, she better be bad enough for that black woman to be like, okay, I can see that.
And you know what, Mike, I have yet to see that. I can honestly say that your average black man dating a white woman, she ain't ish.
Or
she ain't Jessica Biel.
Listen,
or
Jessica Biel. You know what I'm saying? This white woman.
Bryce Dallas Howard. Bryce Howard,
yes,
Dallas. Dallas.
She's nice too. She's nice too. What were you saying, Donnie?
White people
do not do none of them chicks. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these white women are less combative.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
That's a lot. That happens a lot.
Yo, I heard, but you know what? Interestingly enough, to that point, there is actually a reality that happens at a lot of PWIs, specifically the ones that are big sports schools, where when white families send their daughters to college, they are not sending them to get a degree.
Yes, they are. They're sending them to get the MRS.
Get a husband.
They're sending them to get the MRS. Yes, they are.
Yes, the MRS. Okay, MRS. Okay. Yeah. And but that is exactly right. They are that part of that whole culture is that they are going there to find a husband, right? Like they're going there to find a rich husband. And it's a very interesting way to think about it. But not on the flip side of that, but like on another level of that, in a different kind of environment, you hear often talked about that Latino women are raised to be wives and mothers. And so they like when they have daughters, they learn how they serve their fathers, they serve the men in their family, like, all that kind of stuff. And that's not what you see in the black culture right now.
So why are there no primary Latino colleges? I'd like to go to a primary Latino colleges to find me a primary, see if I can get my MR.
Well, you can get those. You go to Central America. You go to Mexico. You go to you go to Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? That's you, and you ain't even got to get up. You ain't even got to have your passport to go to Puerto Rico and go to college.
I gotta
go
learn
on
Spanish.
down.
I gotta learn some Spanish, and I can't do none of that because I'm married. So how about that? I can't do none of that. I'm married. But no, I'm just out, you know that. But so
no, there might be some though. There in America. I'm gonna have to Google that. Not right now.
I mean, I doubt that it's I doubt that it's as prevalent as it, I mean, why when they can just go to a Spanish speaking country and go to school there. You know what I'm saying? It's right there.
And there was a reason for HBCUs. You know, most of them came about after slavery, you know, or right around that time to help with these people who were how do they say now? Enslaved people, not slaves.
Yes,
enslaved people.
Enslaved
I mean,
people. When they were coming out.
Speaking of slaves,
but let's be honest though, Mike. Let's be honest though.
Yeah,
that was because white people didn't want us going to school with them.
Yeah,
I mean most HBCUs are started by white men.
Not Winston-Salem.
I said most. I ain't say all. I said most.
Hey, but you know what I'm saying? Talk about how like some of these PWIs had slaves.
It's true.
Georgetown.
It's true.
Yeah.
Georgetown definitely has slaves.
I know anything about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely true.
I don't know. It's just, I guess for me, you know what I mean. Like regardless of what present day is, you know, it's really kind of hard for me to look past. You know what I'm saying? Like even if I had the opportunity to go, like why would I want to go if you was the same institute who, you know what I'm saying, had us locked up like animals?
Why would you want to go to a PWI for that reason?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Or are you saying a PWI in general, or are you saying one of those PWIs that used to have slaves and such?
The second one.
Okay.
I think a lot of people don't know that. I think a lot of people don't know that though, down there.
I'll
tell you why. I didn't know that when I went to school, but even beyond that, financially, I'm free as hell. Been free for a long time after going to a PWI.
Because you got more money for going to a PWI than an HBCU.
Yep. Free. I'm free at last.
But I think that I'm glad you said that, John, because that kind of goes back to the conversation from last week. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably got the money because you're black, but I think that has something to do with affirmative action as well.
So
I don't disagree with that at all.
Okay.
I agree. I would tell anybody.
So affirmative action.
I am an affirmative action case.
Yeah. So and you know, not to go back into last week, but that's kind of what we were saying was that I think more people feel like it's still needed than people feel like it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, you know, all jokes aside, you know, my son, he's leaning more towards a PWI than an HBCU. And I wouldn't be mad if he was a affirmative action case at this point.
Like John said, that money. Don't get me wrong. I personally, because you know, I got all my kids all except for one graduated already. But all my kids are in college. Like I said, except for one that actually graduated.
At PWIs.
The only, would you say, Mike?
At PWIs.
The only one that went to a daggone HBCU is the one that graduated already. But the rest of them, right? All three went, you know, are at PWIs. However, my youngest did say that he expects to transfer his junior year. He wants to transfer to a HBCU his junior year. So I'm like, hey, I can't knock it. Don't get me wrong. I want all of my kids to go to HBCUs, but you know, if they go to a PWI and they get their money and they feel like, you know, if that's where they want to go, then I ain't gonna knock them. I got accepted to a PWI and I wanted to go to a PWI. It was actually my first choice before going to Winston. So I got talked out of it. I got accepted and everything, but got talked out of it. So it is what it is. What else we got, John, for Black X Files?
Just one more thing.
Okay.
What the hell did you eat and sharing with the rest of us?
Nachos.
Nacho food.
Nacho food. I made nachos and yeah, man. Last thing. Nope, not this one. I'm gonna skip this story. don't even want to talk about that one. I don't want to talk about that one either. Have y'all heard this?
Dirt off your shoulder. Yeah, exactly. I gotta think because you done so many. You know why you stopped? Because you done so many classics. You done so many classics that you just going through your Rolodex right now. No, I'm going through your Rolodex. Jay-Z records. It's so many. The greatest Jay-Z records. Timberland the king. Period. Wow. Timbo the king. No. Pharrell the Prince. Please. Wow. He said Prince because he's the king. No. Wow.
So they're arguing over who produced the best track for
Jay-Z.
For Jay-Z?
Yeah. But they basically they big up in each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no bull. They're not talking about anybody else. Right. No Kanye songs were in there.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Who had the best joint? I'm trying to think which joints they had for Jay. Oh, no. It's crazy because Jay ain't put out no music in so long.
Right.
All right. So that was Tim and Pharrell, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Timberland had Big Pimpin', Suit and Tie, Holy Grail, It's Hot, Paper Chase, 1 Minute Man, Come and Get Me, and Ola Jovito.
Okay.
Is what and Pharrell did I Just Want to Love You, Frontin', Ape Shit, Entrepreneur, Change Clothes, I Know, Excuse Me Miss, and Excuse Me Miss remix. What say you? Is
Pharrell in every one of his tracks that he did for Jay-Z? I'm pretty sure he is.
Oh no.
Is he?
I feel like he was in all of those.
Frontin', Ape Shit.
But me personally,
was he?
My favorite beat out of all those songs was that Ola Ovito joint. That beat was my favorite out of all those songs. And they all crank too. But that Ola Ovito, when I first heard that joint, I was like, what?
I would probably say Pharrell probably had more commercial hits for Jay than Tim did. Tim had some, and like you said, Tim did. Of course, Tim. First of all, Timberland, yeah. But I say Pharrell probably had more commercialized joints that we actually heard on the radio on a regular basis than what Timberland had.
No, those Timberland joints you were naming was just
who did.
I'm going Timberland.
Yeah. I'm Timberland all day on that.
Timberland. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying. I think Pharrell had more.
Any track on that damn volume 2.
I just think he had more commercial.
Who?
That's just. I just think he had more commercial joints than Timberland did. Yeah, that's what I say. That's what
anywho. That was it. I just thought I'd leave y'all brain busted open with that one right there. And we move on to the next thing.
Hot topics.
And I'm glad you brought up Jay-Z for those hot topics.
And Dirt Off Your Shoulders. Say no, go ahead.
Yeah, Dirt Off Your Shoulders was all right. All right. So as far as Jay-Z is concerned, there was some press or some chatter on the interwebs about, let me see if I can pull it up here.
Webs of inners.
Yeah. Let me know if it's coming up or not, because I can't tell.
That's what she said.
You stupid. What in the world? What?
Mike,
hold on.
You get rid of the porn that you're looking at now. The Jay-Z joint.
Put the porn aside.
You can do that after the show, Mike.
Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Clicking on it. Oh, there's a share. This was my first time doing this share thing. All right, so Jay-Z has This is what somebody put out there. Jay-Z has $2.5 billion. His cousin asked for $4,800, and he said no. To put that into perspective, that would be the equivalent of someone who made $50,000 a year being asked to
give a dime.
Damn. He ain't give a damn.
Right. He ain't give a damn. Exactly. Don't get me wrong. It depends, though. Maybe he said no for a reason.
So, and that's where I am with it. To be honest with you, you know, I mean, there's a difference between a dime and 4,800. Whether you were a 50,000-aire or you were a billionaire, there's a difference between.
Donnell looks perplexed.
What difference does it make? What the reason is?
The reason I say it is because most people will be like, "Yo, if it ain't nothing but a dime to you, then go ahead and just let him get that." But if his reason, he may have a very valid reason. Which may be like, "Yo, his reason may be like, I ain't giving this ninja nothing because all I know he about to go smoke it up, or he about to go lose it, or he about to go gamble it, or
he don't make good sound decisions with his money.
Maybe he has given him a lot of money already before,
right?
And he just
maybe it doesn't matter if he ain't want to give him 50,000. He ain't have to give him 50,000. Like regardless if it's a dime or a quarter,
he probably ain't have it.
No, it's no. You know what I'm saying?
It.
Like, and the fact that it's to me even a topic. You know what I mean? Like this isn't a debate
because you're dipping in somebody else's pockets. You're dipping in somebody else's pockets.
We all counting Jay-Z money right now. We counting Jay-Z. He probably ain't got it though. Let's be honest. He ain't got. Just because you got assets don't mean you got capital. You don't mean you got money in the bank right now. Yeah, you can't liquid. Yeah,
that's true. That very well may be true because there are a lot of celebrities. Fantasia has came out and said plenty of times, just because I look like I got money, don't mean I got money. I got just as much as y'all got in the bank. So, you know, that very well may be true.
I mean, a lot of them people who got money be living show to show.
Yeah,
exactly. That's very true. I mean, and you talk about from court to court for basketball players, from field to field for football players. A lot of these celebrities and athletes, they are still living check to check. I learned this like probably 15 years ago. They are still living paycheck to paycheck, just like middle-class Americans and lower middle-class Americans. They just have bigger paychecks.
I was about to say, they got bigger paychecks, though. That's how about that?
And they got bigger bills.
They don't have to have bigger bills. I mean, they could live in smaller homes if they so choose.
So that's the fight. That's the fight mentally, especially for Black people, because we as Black people are so used to not showcasing, but we are so used to.
I'll put it in perspective.
I'll go with showcasing.
I'll put it in perspective for you. So this is something that I deal with all the time. Yeah. And I have to tell people this all the time because I work with financial aid, right? So the difference between a Black family that has $500,000 or $700,000 in income is vastly different than a white family that has $700,000 in income, because our income at $700,000 is just that income. It's what comes in. So there could be two people making, $350,000 a year. Great, they live in the life, right? But they choose to do things like buy $100,000 Tesla. They choose to live in $1 million home. They make these choices that seem good because that's what people of their income can afford. But what is not realized is that their assets don't give them any buffer should things go wrong. And so
I'm gonna go on the flip side.
Wait, let me finish. Because then their white counterparts in many cases have what is generational wealth and assets that allow them to live in that $1 million home, because all they are paying on that $1 million home is actually just the taxes every year on that home.
The difference between guns and butter, babe.
Right. Exactly. And you will rarely ever see a rich white person driving the same car that you see rich black people driving. Rarely.
It's true.
Facts.
That's true. It's
Rarely.
very true. But
they will drive
flip.
a Highlander before they will go out and buy $100,000 car.
So I used to work when I was in Winston-Salem. I worked at the country club, and one of my big takeaways from the country club was the parking lot. The parking lot, the vehicle to have in their parking lot was a Chevy Suburban, a Tahoe, and things like that. It wasn't a Mercedes GL, whatever. It wasn't a bunch of Lexuses and Bentleys. It was Chevy Tahoes, Chevy Suburbans. So, but what I'm saying is that I want to flip was for a lot of black people, housing is a big thing, and not housing to show, but housing to put yourself and your children in better areas to go to school, better families to be around, better mentality, so to speak, in this neighborhood than it is in that neighborhood. That, yeah, I could drop my, I could drop my status down a little bit. I may make 50, we'll say DMV area, I may make 100, but I'm going to live as though I'm making 75. But that 75 neighborhood is not the same as that 100 neighborhood, that $100,000 a year neighborhood. And so that's where a lot of black people get caught up, not in a bad way, but extending their money because they're trying to push themselves forward that way.
It isn't a bad way, Mike, because because we put ourselves
not being house poor.
But that's part of it. Part of it is especially in the areas that we live in most often, because our taxes are so high in those areas. I mean, you can be there's a difference between a black family who chooses to stay in Prince George's County and one that has now decided that they moving down to what's that one, Waldorf, right? They live down in Charles County now.
Charles County.
Because the taxes are cheaper. Houses are bigger, taxes are cheaper, right? And so that's a very real thing that people are starting to realize. And with that said, we still have to worry about what happens again in our first generation, even second generation black families that have wealth, when we decide to do things like go to historic black colleges, which I have no problem with. I think it is, you guys are great guys. My wife had a great experience. I know that there is a great experience there to be had, and I will want that for my children if they want to do that. But I also know that between what the school can do and what the reality is for a family making a lot of money, it ends up being more debt than asset.
I got you.
It just, so anyway, the long and short of it is, hell, Jay-Z might not have a damn dollar in his bank account, but he got assets.
I doubt that. Yeah,
and I promise you, what he has done is the trust that his kids have is where all that money lies, because he don't want to pay tax on none of it. So him and Beyonce, they don't even probably pay themselves no more. They probably pay their kids.
Oh,
the kids probably own the companies.
Blue Ivy got paid for going on tour.
Yeah,
hey, but
kids probably own the company. The company's probably in the kid's name now or in the trust, and all that money is going into the trust so that their kids have something later on. I mean, and they living off day to day.
Hey man, I think that's a topic to be had. You know what I'm saying? Like, that you educate these folks, man, because I think some people, a lot of people go by, they want to enjoy the fruits of their labor You know what I'm saying? You only
Yeah,
get
a lot
one.
of people
They not thinking about the
YOLO
generational wealth and what that looks like for, you know what I'm saying, for generations to come.
right.
Like you said, I think that's definitely a conversation because I can see two sides. I mean, and I know we ain't got time tonight. We gotta get into
black people love
topics,
black people love some labels, but I guarantee you took that same money and got you a full life insurance policy. It'll be, you know what I'm saying, is way better than these labels that go out of style every so often. Even if they appreciate value, you know, the life
which is
insurance
rare,
policies,
very rare.
Yeah, the life insurance thing that's where it's at.
It's guaranteed appreciation.
It's like you said, it's knowledge, and in my opinion, it's also a mentality. If you don't have the mentality in order to do that, then you continue doing the same stuff that people have been doing for years, and not setting yourself up or yourself or your family up for that generational wealth. Because some people specifically people. The reason I say I can see both sides of that is because people will get into the mindset of selfishness to say, well, damn, I can't live. You know, I want to set something up for my kids, but damn, I want to live too. But you know, to a certain degree, you do. There is a form of sacrifice to a certain degree in order for you to be successful. But let's go ahead and get to the next one before we get into the commercial. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, just trending with money. We got the new 3 billionaire. Apparently, Michael Jordan is the first professional basketball player, or is it basketball player or athlete?
Athlete.
I can't read what it says.
Athlete.
Yeah. To make the Forbes 400 list of wealthiest individuals.
America's wealthiest individuals. Once you cross that $1 billion threshold, does it matter anymore?
No, because that $1 billion threshold is being accessed by more and more people now.
My point is, once you cross that $1 billion threshold,
honestly, I think it does, especially if you black. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not too many of us.
That's the point. That's the point.
That's what I'm saying.
There are white people. There are white people out there who are happening into this money because they picked a stock. Like they got, you know what I'm saying? They bought crypto at the right time and they like got $1 billion now. That's crazy.
But my thing is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't hear about what, Warren Buffett, you know what I'm saying? If he made the 50 billion, I don't know what his money is. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's posted because they want, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, what is Michael Jordan doing next year? Is he gonna make $4 billion or is he not gonna be a billionaire next year? You know what I mean? Like, to me, like, that's just, yeah.
I'm just like, once you cross that $1 billion status, you got it. Like, I mean, yeah, there's always more money to be had.
But that's just it. You don't.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Because you got to stay a billionaire.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting ready to say. That's what I was getting ready to say. Once you cross that $1 billion threshold, it's like, okay, you can only go up from there, but you can also lose it depending on what. And 9 times out of 10, unless you hit the lottery, because they got the $1 billion, the Mega Millions, the Powerball goes up to $1 billion, which you still don't even.
And most of those people lose all their money.
You still don't even get $1 billion once you hit that. But 9 times out of 10, if you were like in Jordan status, a Jay-Z, a LeBron James, or one of these people who, yes, got rich off of their, I'll say their hobby. It wasn't even a hobby; it was a job for them, playing basketball, rapping, this, that, and the third. They got rich off of that, but they 9 times out of 10 did something else to multiply their money into that billionaire status. They didn't become a billionaire off of rapping. They didn't become a billionaire off of playing basketball. So the likelihood of them not being a billionaire next year, unless they do something completely stupid.
I bet you Kanye West don't make that list.
Well, unless they do something completely stupid. I just said that.
But see, that's just, I don't know. You did. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had the thought in my mind before you made the comment. It just came out. But
you just said Kanye, stupid. So,
unless you Kanye it up.
Unless you do something stupid, you normally got business practices and people around you to go ahead and continue facilitating, the growth of your money, because 9 times out of 10, it's growing their money too. When the more you remain a billionaire or multi-billionaire, the more the people who are around you helping you build that money up are also becoming multi-millionaires.
Michael Jordan's mother had a lot to do with that one.
Oh yeah, that's true. I haven't seen Michael Jordan's story. Yeah, for sure.
I still haven't watched that joint yet.
For real?
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, you got
And that actor dude, what's his name? Jason Weaver.
Yeah, no, Jason Weaver is the dude to play in The Shy.
Yeah, him.
No, Jason Weaver played Michael Jackson when he was a little
He did
kid.
play Michael Jackson. So his mother.
Yeah.
So I think whatever production.
Oh yeah, for the Lion King.
Lion King.
Right.
Lion King.
Yes.
Right. So she took, instead of taking the money, she took the royalties
percentage
on the Lion King.
Yeah, because they wasn't trying to give him. They wasn't trying to give him a percentage of the royalties initially, and so she was like, "Nah, forget it. I don't want. We're not taking the money, but we're gonna figure out what we need to do to get them royalties." And that's what a lot. That's honestly what the whole SAG actor strike is about now. How a lot of them are not getting royalties on stuff that they did a long time ago. Like Monique, the comedian, is actually asking for her royalties for her and Countess Vaughn to get their royalties off the Parkers because they got absolutely nothing for making the Parkers. And yet the Parkers is still being played on TV almost to this day, and they get absolutely nothing from it. So it's a lot of actors and actresses out there. That's what they're striking for, because they want their royalties from from streaming.
There's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of it, but that's a big part of it. They want their royalties because they're not getting paid, but yet these big corporations and companies are still making money off of the backs of these actors and actresses.
Yeah,
I'll be straight up though. I would never watch the Parkers right now. That show was garbage. Like,
so
I never watching that shit in syndication. That joint was garbage.
I never watched Moesha, which was better, and I never watched the Parkers. I never watched either of them.
That joint,
horrible.
She was a stalker, yo. She was a stalker. Like it was a show about a stalker,
about her stalking Professor Ogilvy.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna shift gears, and we're gonna be on the Taylor Swift watch. Here, we talked about it last week.
I swallow his kids.
I'm sorry, you said Taylor Swift. That just reminded me of Taylor Swift.
I doubt if Taylor is making that move for Travis Kelce, who makes probably half of what she does, if a fraction of what she does. But yeah, so the whole thing was Taylor Swift watch in the NFL. I mean, she has garnered a lot of attention that was not there for the NFL now. Sunday night, I was reading that the Sunday night football broadcast with the Chiefs, there was a 2 million female viewer increase, according to the Nielsen statistics. There was 2 million more female viewers Sunday night football than there were the previous 3 weeks.
For what?
Just for
know what they doing.
They thought she was gonna come out the box and do something. That's ridiculous.
That's why they kept showing her ass.
Yo, the women in my office was talking about the women in my office was talking about that
too. They changed their X feed to Taylor Swift on Sunday night.
Hold on. Let me find.
And then changed it back Monday because they got backlash from so many people wondering why was they highlighting Taylor Swift for football instead of the game.
Is it me or do we are we like living in a situation where like she is a false idol? Like people, they idolize her, yo. They're crazy.
You gonna say that about her? I say the same thing about Beyonce.
Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson was like that.
I feel like white people
who worship them. Yeah, there were.
You're right. Okay. You're right.
So Mike Tirico, who is one of the, I'm trying to move on. Yeah, I'm trying.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike. It's all yours, dude.
Mike Tirico, who is one of the announcers, commentators on Sunday Night Football, he said because there were so many Swifties who were so engaged, who probably are never with us on Sunday nights. So we figured we would just take care of the elephant in the room and say hi to them right off the top and show her as often as we could during the game. That's what Tirico said. So they are capitalizing on the Taylor Swift fandom.
Wait, can he put himself back in? I'm about to say
I can. I just ain't want to. I just ain't want to.
In the NFL, and I've always said that, well, not always, but over the last few years, the NFL will capitalize on anything that's moving that they can jump onto. Anything that will add viewership, anything that will add people,
it's a business.
They do get on it.
It's a business.
Yeah, and they jumped on the Taylor Swift bandwagon too.
I
realized
this. I
didn't realize it was that big.
I think Taylor Swift is a marketing genius, obviously. Hell, you already done it?
Mike, you said you didn't realize what?
Taylor Swift was that big.
No, you ain't say that.
Run the tape back. Red flag. Red flag. Run the tape back.
Yo,
no.
I think honestly, next year she will be the Super Bowl halftime performer. And I think that was part of this whole setup. I think next year she will be the Super Bowl halftime performer.
Yeah, she could be. I mean, you know, the only other person that at this time that I think equates or battles or competes with Taylor Swift is Beyonce. You know, both of them
you about to have a lot of people pissed off at you because a lot of people do not like Beyonce and Taylor. I agree with you 110%.
So there's this competition.
There are a lot of people
media
who
competition.
Feel like Beyonce and Taylor Swift should be named in the same sentence. I agree with you, Mike.
But it's false.
I agree.
That's false.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
So they're the Swiftie and the Beehive colonies are huge, and the media. Well, I don't say media. People. It's not the media per se, but people try to compare them all the time. And make them into a competition, and they've said they're not in competition with each other.
No, they two different genres of music.
They are two different styles, genres. I mean, everything. They're completely different. And you know, I guess
they both got these women acting like they. I don't know what they act like. It's sound crazy.
Meanwhile,
like they're false gods.
Meanwhile,
yes, John.
I swallow his kids. I swallow his kids.
She can't get with 2 views.
But you done gave her 12 already, so I mean.
I know, right? No, he's gave her more than 12, dog. Guaranteed.
I'm sorry, that's hilarious to me.
But not so switching from the Swifties to the Beehive, Beyonce announced this morning, I don't know if you guys saw that there's going to be a Renaissance tour movie now. It's going to be released in December.
And Taylor Swift is doing the exact same thing. Just again, before Beyonce.
Yeah,
she is. They advertised it.
Really?
They advertised it during the game.
Her movie. Yeah,
they advertised it during the game last night, and she got booed.
Her movie supposed to be coming out. They were saying at first that she was a scab because she was going to be putting it out, and they were still on strike or whatever. But
yeah,
okay.
I don't know.
So,
they both evil as far as I'm concerned. Beyonce might be evil too. I don't know.
Might be evil.
I don't know. The whole thing is crazy. But you know what? But it's the same principle as the fact that people are actually out buying University of Colorado gear, and prime time is it ain't very prime right now.
They lost 2 games.
What you mean?
They lost 2 games.
No, his brand is still his brand.
That's what I'm saying. And so are theirs. Their brand is still their brand. Hey, you know what? They lost 2 games in a row. If you told me they were gonna lose 2 games or lose
they lost
games
2 games in a row. Hold on. They lost 2 games in a row to competitors that were much higher ranked in the FBS.
You know why?
Let me ask you this.
Right to Mike's comment, right quick, John. The reason they were looked at as on such a high pedestal is because they beat a team that actually went to the national championship game number 1. So that's why they looked at.
That's true. That's
so.
Very
true. Let me ask you this: do you think
TCU is not the same team they were last year?
Yeah, but do you think that if this continues, and I'm not saying the team gonna continue to struggle like this, but
it
would make sense if they did have a struggle in their first year, right? If it would make sense. It would make sense, right? But do you think that his cachet as primetime is going to get them over the hump next season to get guys to come to that team?
Yes,
hands down.
Yeah.
So you think that their offensive line, which is a problem right now, is going to be stronger and bigger next year because they're going to get some serious D1 recruits that will come to Colorado. Okay, all right.
I will say yes. Because
I like to believe that.
Because number one, people who play know, and people who are in tune to it know that this is a first season. Yeah. They're going to have their bumps and bruises. I mean, half of the roster is new. Right. Only 3 players. Over half. No. So I'm talking about the start.
So he basically playing with the bad news bears right now, right? And trying to build.
No, I ain't saying that. What I'm
saying. His running back is not really what you would expect a running back to look like at this level.
All right. So what I'm saying, John, is that he I lost my point. I do that every week.
Well, think about it while we go to commercial, so we can finally get into the 7 common things with successful relationships.
I had one more thing, dog. Hold on.
It's 9 o'clock. Go ahead.
I had one more thing because I had to bring this up. Jimmy Butler.
You know what? I left that one off, but he would decide to go emo. That
Jimmy damn Butler. So last year, the right
name is Jim now. It's just Jim.
The right side is last year. Apparently, for the last couple of years, he has been coming to media day with some crazy hairstyle. His hair is a lot shorter than what is on the right. But last year, he came to media day like this with whatever hair added. And then this year, on the left, he went emo, like John was just saying.
But why? But why?
I don't know why. And not just the hair, but check the earrings.
Lip piercings.
Yeah, the lip piercings and
eye piercings.
Eyebrows. Oh. So Jimmy Butler is doing his thing. He basically said, "This is how I feel right now." Reporters asked him, "Will he be like this next week?" He was like, "I don't know. It's just what I feel today." So he may be on a Dennis Rodman type of kick. I don't know. But
money is dangerous. Money is dangerous.
Is that what it is, or is common sense just lacking these days? I don't know.
That's that PWI influence.
That part, Donnell.
You can't tell me y'all ain't had no emo people at Winston-Salem State. Maybe not then, but now I bet now I bet there's some emos at Winston-Salem State.
Nah, they filter all them out. You can't go to you got to go to like the A&T or somebody, like that, one of them. Howard.
Dog, I didn't realize that A&T had 13,000 students
and growing. Yeah. They had the largest enrollment in their class. I think this year. Was it this year or last year? They had their largest enrollment ever.
I mean, dog, that is double what Winston. And I thought Winston was a big school for HBCU.
A&T is the largest. A&T is number 1 as far as enrollment numbers.
And that has nothing to do with the education. It has nothing to do with what you're going to get out of it, because Winston-Salem is a damn good school. But I was just surprised. I didn't realize that they had that many students.
Yeah, it's just. Honestly, I think it started all with Drumline, where they pretty much started to get more notoriety with Drumline, and then from there it just kind of shot up. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't know.
All right, but we got topics to get into.
Oh, now you want to get into the topic for the night.
7 common traits of successful relationships.
So in this case, we will take an abbreviated commercial. since Mike wanted to go into Mr. Emo. I'm joking. All right, we take a abbreviated commercial. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's your girl Tia Robertson. I'm the host of Entrepreneur Insider. Right here on RETV, every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern for entrepreneurs and news that you need to know about. See you there.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of John Eating Nachos. That he ain't share with the rest of us. Nah. Welcome back to another episode of Millionaire Man Cave right here on Relationship Entertainment Television. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all could have chose to be anywhere, but y'all chose to be right here. We about time to get into our topic for tonight. It's about time for us to get into our topic for tonight. 7 common things with successful relationships. That's what we're talking about.
I came across this on the internet, like I do every damn thing.
Interwebs.
And yeah, the interwebs. So, well, hold on. Before we go there, I didn't realize it was 9:15 already. Damn, it's been we've been rolling.
You good?
Did Women's Champ get a new song?
No.
Am I lunching? Is that the same song that's been playing every week?
We don't play it every week, but yeah, that's the same song since last season.
Oh. Hey, that shit was dope.
Appreciate
it. I thought it was new.
Yeah,
I thought it was new. But anyway, so moving on. Yeah, 7 things. So I came across this on the interwebs. This was a pastor who counseled a lot of couples and started to take notice of 7 or of things that were common among successful relationships. So he kind of put it out there on the internet. And number 1,
I got a question before you go to number 1. I got a question.
I agreed with it. Let me go there. Let me say that.
Who defines what's successful and what's not?
Good question.
I think successful would be long term for, well, let's say 20 plus years. I'll go that route. Now, does that mean that there are not unsuccessful marriages that last over 20 years? Yes, there are. But the majority of 20+ year relationships, I think, are successful.
You said unsuccessful marriages that last for over 20 years. So you're saying after 20 years they separate?
Oh, it happens. Yeah.
Oh, no, I was just trying to understand because 20 years.
We've heard over the last several years, we've heard of marriages who, people divorce and they've been together for 20, 25, 30, 40 years and they divorce. So it happens.
So I guess that would make their relationship unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful.
So was it successful year 20, even though they got divorced year 40?
Say it again.
Was it successful year 20, even though they got divorced year 40?
That's a good question.
Or year 21.
That's a really good question.
Well, yeah, they could have had a hell of a year.
That was my thoughts. Yeah, those were my thoughts. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to get sidetracked because it's
yeah. I feel like personally, if it's a long lasting marriage, because we're talking about marriages, we're not just talking about relationships right now. If it's a long lasting marriage, I would venture to say in this generation, 20+ is long lasting, and it would denote or lead towards successful relationship.
Gotcha.
That's gonna be my standing point.
Gotcha. It's subjective, but go ahead.
It is.
I got you.
It is. All right. So his number one, and I'm not sure if these are in order. This is just the first one. Okay. They were friends. Now, I personally can attest to this because my wife and I were friends for 10 years before we got married.
That's because you was Waffle House in her.
Yeah, I was. she's the my beauty. All right. So he was saying that they genuinely enjoy spending time with each other. They were excited to come home to each other after a long day of work. They like doing little things together. Friendship was the basis of their relationship. I resonated with this again because my wife and I, like I said, we were friends for a long time. 10 years is a long ass time. We got to, during that friendship, we were able to experience each other in other relationships, if that makes sense.
Wait, say that again?
What I'm saying is we were friends, so we had our own relationships. So we were able to counsel each other and talk each other through relationships because we were just friends.
Were you friends with the intentions of possibly getting together? This is
no,
curious question.
We weren't.
Y'all what?
Okay. So we started out, and this is just our story, but we started out in a relationship. Then we broke up. We remained friends. Then we got back together like 3 or 4 years later. It wasn't working out. So that didn't last long. We were just two totally different people. We still remained friends. And then like another 4 or 5 years down the road, our friendship started to kind of deepen. And we came to a place where I realized that all these other girls, I had been measuring up to her all these years.
So you decided you wanted to stop being a hoe and actually settle down.
Pretty much.
Gotcha.
Pretty much.
So y'all were friends with benefit.
So we were never friends.
Mike, your situation is extremely unique because
you think so?
I feel like a lot of people can't go back to their exes.
That part.
That is
so I ask you guys that a lot. Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Like you can't. I mean, okay, but I can't speak for the other relationships you might have been in when you were apart. But I can never have imagined being with another woman who would have been okay with me being friends with my ex. That would have never gone over well.
I think, and I'll go with you there with the exception to the rule type of deal. I'll kind of go there because what I want to get across is the friendship preceded everything else.
It
was never a deal where I was into this girl, and even though I got into all these other relationships, I was trying to still be with this girl on the side. We were just literally friends, and we tried our hand at it a few times until finally I realized, and that's when I, pursued her in that fashion because, dog, I mean, when I proposed to her, when I say she was floored, she had no idea it was coming. She had no idea that I was thinking like that. And luckily she said yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, but friendship, I say all this to say, back to the number one point, friendship was the basis of everything.
I agree. I do believe friendships make a hell of a relationship. I do believe that in order to have a successful relationship, you should be friends first.
Yeah. What say, John, Donnell, do you feel like relationships that you were friends first or that you were friends throughout, do you feel like those were better relationships?
I've never had one of those. What I mean by that is I was never. Yeah, I have never been in a relationship with a woman who we were essentially friends first. Like that never happened. Okay. Like we were. Every relationship I've been in has been with a woman who
you was trying to smash.
I mean,
John was out here raw dogging, and then he found the right one that raw dogged him back.
I mean, kind of, sort of.
Okay. We try to put a funny spin to it, but I feel what you're saying. I got you. What about you, Donna?
I would 100% agree.
I was being funny.
I would 100% agree. And I mean, when I think of friendship, it's not just, what I'm saying, telling the other person what they want to hear. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That you know what I'm saying? It's like even though it's you going through it, you kind of go through it together. You know what I'm saying? As friends. Mm-hmm. And it just, if you decide to become a unit, then it just translate over into, you know what I'm saying, y'all union. You know what I mean? Like
no. I think ideally I think that's an ideal way to go about it. I think that in most situations though, people are again, everybody comes first with their representative. You know what I'm saying?
Well, John, what I'll say
not always.
Not right. So I was gonna say, not every female that you meet is always with the intent of being with them per se. Like, I guess maybe, for some dudes, yeah, we may smash, but you know what I mean? Like, it all depends on where you are in that moment. You know what I mean? Because, like, if I was to go out there, like, I'm not looking for another person to be with. Like, yeah, I just want somebody, you know what I'm saying, like a opposite sex companion. And if it leads to that, then that's what it is. But you know what I'm saying, I guess for me, you know what I mean? Like, I may share some intimate things with her that I wouldn't share with anybody else. You know what I mean? And if it leads to, you know what I'm saying, something long term, then so be it. But it's not the intent.
Okay. So to kind of go there with the next steps, but the whole basis of the friendship thing, I think to John's point, you may start off with the attraction and the, not even if you were saying this or not, but wanting to smash. You may start off that way, but you have to find that friendship to create that longevity.
How about
you?
Find that.
I agree. I agree with that piece of it, right? Like you need to be able to see that person that you are in a relationship with or not in a relationship with as someone who you can confide in, right? Like that person needs to be the person that is, you know, the one who you something happens in your life that you feel like you need to tell that person, friend or spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, right? Like that. That is, I do believe in that. I believe that that person should be it should be your best friend. I believe that. I believe the person you're in a relationship with should be your best friend, but I don't necessarily believe that they necessarily start out that way in some in these situations.
I agree. I'm with you there, John. And so, and that's why I wanted to bring up that point, you know, to your advantage, that even if you don't start off that way, that should be your goal.
Yep,
you know,
I agree.
And number two, they made light of each other. So this is what the this marriage counselor preacher has come across. Number two, they made light of each other.
You mean
they appreciate
like her not telling her body count?
we might attribute that to this.
Taking a zero off the body count.
They appreciate whole zero. They appreciate it and acknowledge the quirks. the quirks in each other, and even if they were at times annoying, they made light of them and were never hypercritical. So when I first saw this, I was like, that ain't me. That's not my relationship. But then I thought about it a little further and I said, no, we do. Because the reason I said no at first was we could be sensitive about our quirks sometimes, you know. They may be hot topics. They may be, you know, hot buttons. But at the same time, I thought about it deeper and I was like, you know what? There are things that we will make fun of and just have fun with that are quirks. And I think every relationship has that. You have to learn not to take everything as an insult to heart. So what do you guys think about that? Making light of each other's quirks.
I can't make fun of nothing with my wife. She get mad.
Yo, you do have to be careful. You do have to be careful.
You have to be
with
careful
because
you do.
You have to know what are those hot button issues for her? Like what makes her
right?
You know what? Like,
but let's
if she don't have, like, for instance, if your wife, you married her, right? I'm not saying your wife specific, any of your wives specific. I'm saying your wife don't have no breasts, right? She got little breasts, right? Like, you probably don't want to bring that up if she always talking about how she wish she had bigger breasts, right? Like,
right.
You don't want to talk about that.
That's
right. Is that? I mean, so I guess playing devil's advocate, is anything off limits in a marriage?
Hey, I think you have to. I think it is. I think you have to understand your partner's what their not shortcomings. That's not the word I'm looking for.
What their threshold? What their issues are?
The things that may set them off. You know what I'm saying?
That makes
right. We all have things that may set us off, that make us feel
irrational. Not to cut you off, but there are irrational and there are rational things that set us off.
But okay, so here's my thing. So here's my thing with all of that. I get all of that and I understand all of that. And I think it's not just our wives. I think we all are like that to a certain degree.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm like that. I'm definitely like that.
That our wives or our, you know, your spouse can say to you that will set you off. But at the same time, there are other people who can say those same exact things to your spouse and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like family members. There are family members, siblings, parents, cousins who can say the exact same thing that you said, and it
cuts deeper when you say it.
Exactly.
It cuts deeper when you say it. Yeah, you're right.
So it just depends.
You sleep in the same bed with them. So
I'm gonna say it just depends on what it is. And I think that, to your point, Mike, you know, you don't need to take each other that seriously that you can't laugh at your quirks, because none of us are perfect. We all were made in the image of God, but none of us are perfect. So yeah, we all got things about us that that we don't necessarily like, that other people may decide they may want to make fun of. It's just a matter of, okay, can you laugh at it, and can you laugh at it with your partner?
So I'm going to try to tie everything to that friendship level, and I think that what you're saying, Ty, I can definitely equate to that friendship level, because as friends, I mean, yeah, there are things that are off limits, but there are most things that we have fun about, that are just, even though they affect us, we could find the comedy side of it as a friend. But when we're lovers, there seems to be a line that gets drawn. We have to figure out where that line is and put that line more towards the friendship with somebody that we're trying to make long term.
I mean, you could also just not be funny. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody wants that, John. Nobody wants that.
I just saying, if you're not a funny person and you're trying to be funny, that shit ain't funny. It's just like
that is true too, John, but I don't think that's the case in a lot of these situations.
So I think about that sometimes, because for men and women, one of the biggest attractions is somebody who's funny, right?
Yeah.
What happens to the
actually, I don't think it is for men.
What happens to
y'all tell me how many of y'all cared? How many of y'all cared that the women y'all dated were funny? You did? I ain't give two shits if the woman I dated was funny. I could care less
because I like to laugh and I like to have fun.
Me too.
If I'm with somebody who's a prude all the time, if I'm with somebody who is always serious,
I got a hot take for you. I got a hot take for you. I don't think women are that funny. I don't think women comedians are funny. Like, I just don't. It's very rare.
You just saying in general, you don't think women are that funny?
I'm just saying, I not all, but most that I've.
Hold on, I need you to repeat that one more time. People know exactly who made that statement and know exactly who.
You know what? I believe I'm an equal opportunist, and I believe I have yet to find a lot of women comedians that I find funny, and I just don't find the women to be that. Their sense of humor
you bring a different realm to it. Women comedians, I have found a lot of funny women comedians.
I don't know.
There are some who I wonder about.
It's all subjective. Everybody got their personal opinion.
My number one, and this is before we go on to the next point. My number one, Wanda Sykes cracks me the F up. I love Wanda Sykes. Y'all may feel different.
She got her moments, but again, personal opinion.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll move on. Like I said, most men and women enjoy being around somebody they can laugh with. So, number 3, they made light. Oh, wait, we did that one. Number four.
We missed this one, but go ahead.
They let each other be themselves. I mean, damn. That's, like I said, I'm going to bring everything back to friendship. In friendship, you can be yourself, whether that's good, that's bad, that's ugly. They accept you for who you are. So there's a base level of respect and admiration for each other rather than desire to change each other. This freedom brought out the best parts of each of them. That's what the pastor said. And I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with that statement. And like I said, I'm always going to bring it back to the friendship. When you could be yourself, so let me say this side point, jump to the side. When I realized that my wife was going to be my wife, when I had that epiphany moment, one of the biggest things in my head was, one of the biggest things in my mind was that she knows me for me. She's always accepted me for who I was, even in the bad stuff. No matter who I am, she has always accepted me. And that kind of, jumped up notches for her. And that was the thing that made me say, everybody else, I've been kind of trying to find her. I've been trying to find that person who accepted me genuinely for who I am.
But Mike, you don't think that at some point in your relationship, and this, you don't have to be specific about your relationship, you don't think at some point in people's relationships, the partner, man or woman, expects the person to change? It could be right after they get married, you know what I'm saying? It could be after they have kids. It could be after they make their first big purchase. I feel like there becomes this expectation that you are going to become this new level of yourself. That I don't necessarily believe is easily obtainable just by a quote unquote milestone in your life. And I think oftentimes that's what we see, is that people hit milestones in their lives and you get these expectations on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, bad example, but I'm gonna give this example anyway. You marry somebody who don't do dishes, right? Y'all get married. Somebody, if neither one of y'all do dishes, somebody got to do the damn dishes.
That's why you got kids.
I'm talking about right after y'all get married. I'm talking about no kids in the picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at some point, somebody has to change, right? Something has to change. If you met somebody, and at the time y'all lived a messy life. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cleaned up after themselves. Somebody has to change. Like, so change does have to happen in a relationship. And the question is that change equal? And because, you know, they accept you for who you are, as long as you are not the same person they were with when they, 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to say that change should not be expected, but change happens. Growth. That's kind of where I was getting, what I was getting from you. There's growth in relationships, yes, but change, you should never expect somebody to change. You can hope for it, but if you accept them for where they are, you're accepting them whether they change or not. When you're expecting them to change, then you're setting yourself up for a downfall when they don't.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and I know that I set myself apart with this statement, but I never expect people to change. I always hope they do, but I never expect it. I accept you for where you are, for who you are, and we go from there. If you change, to more of what I'm looking for, or to be a better person, whether I'm looking for it or not, I'm glad. But at the same time, if you never change, if you're that same dirty, I'm just saying friendship. If you're that same dirty dog as my boy, I'm still going to let you the same. No matter how I've grown, I hope you've grown too, but I'm still going to be cool with you. My wife, my spouse, my partner, same thing. I'm going to hope that you change, you grow with me, because that, we may start to grow apart. But I'm not going to expect you to change. I'm not going to say, because I'm going this way, you've got to come with me. I've just never been that way. But I think I'm the exception to the rule in this case. Y'all tell me. That's just how I'm built.
Change is inevitable. Whether you expect it or not, it's inevitable.
Okay. Donnell?
But are you changing in the way that they want you to change?
I don't give a damn about what somebody else wants me to do. No, I'm joking. I do give a damn, to be honest with you, because obviously, you do take into consideration what your spouse wants, but you take it into consideration. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it though, but you do take into consideration what your spouse wants. Whether that's a change and or not. Like, I know my wife specifically cares for me to dress a certain way that I don't care to dress for. So I have not changed in that
happens a lot. Yeah. So. Okay. What you say, Donnell?
She wants you to wear a kufi. Dashiki?
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of like a tough one for me because I think as humans, right, like the change that we want is probably what we want out of the person, and not so much. I don't know, like if I say I want my wife to change, I would want it to be what I want versus who she becomes, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say you want them to change for the better, but what you really want them to change for?
You want them to like mold
better
to what you want. Right, correct.
Right.
Like benefit is all mine. You know, like, I mean, shit, things could be good today and be bad tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because she done changed, you know, or evolved is what they would probably say.
Right.
But I don't know. I think I'm kind of torn. I'm kind of torn with that whole, speaking of personal, you know what I'm saying, experience, but I'm just kind of torn with that whole term of change.
No,
because some people will say, oh, you know, you got to do the work.
That's a whole different subject.
But is it
Donnell? Because I think the expectation of change in the manner of the way that most females expect their man to change versus the growth in your marriage and going through, which I think is another one of Mike's points, the growth that you go through in your marriage and going through some of those tough times where the work comes in versus I just want you to be who I want you to be. That's different than we need to go through the work and make this work for each other.
Yes.
Because it's a together thing versus this is just what I want you to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point, Ty. You know,
that's
so
not me. To me, that's just your personal opinion. You think I need to work is because that's what you want me to do?
But isn't that kind of like the whole going through together thing?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not because I think a combination of Ty and Donnell's point is that you're looking for that person to be a better version of themselves.
Correct.
Whether that's a better version that accommodates me, or whether that's a better version of them for where they want to be. That's that whole part of growing together versus growing apart. But as a respect,
but I think as humans,
having respect for somebody is wanting them to better themselves.
But I think as humans and being in relationships, like when they say, you know what I'm saying, when a person makes the comment, they want to see the best version of you. It's 9 times out of 10 probably, you know what I'm saying, what most benefits them.
I don't
the
think
best
so.
version of you for them.
I don't agree with that.
I mean, as the best version of you for them. That's what it boils down to.
I think that can happen.
I think
that can happen, but I don't think that's the
you
norm.
can say what you want, because if it turned out tomorrow that the best version of me was to be a stripper, it won't be. But for everybody's sake.
But no, all right. So
you know what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily.
Let's take even if like so.
You can't unsee that.
I don't want to see it. That's why I'm talking over it. So, for instance, like all of y'all my dogs, y'all my brothers. So, like, I want the best for y'all. I don't want the best for y'all for me. I can give it like that. What you do don't make
we not.
So this is the friendship deal.
Like we're not in a relationship trying to figure out. We're not in a relationship trying to figure out what works best for us. But like, even I feel you.
But even okay, so all right, so
no, hold up, Ty. We are though, Donnell, because you don't keep gelling with a friend, even you know, a friend of the same sex or whatever, that you're not even thinking about being in a relationship. You still want to be on the same path.
I agree. You still want to, they say with the birds of a feather flock together. You don't want to see you gelling with somebody and kicking it with somebody who is on a completely different path than you are. So you still do want to see that person's best interest. And it has nothing to do with you per se. You might say Mike starts his own business. Hell, good job, Mike. That business ain't got shit to do to benefit me, but I still want to see Mike be the best he can be and succeed at that, so I can be able to even hold Mike accountable as a friend to say, Mike, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing customer service wise? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing product wise, or whatever it may be? Holding him accountable so that he's the best version he is of his business. But it ain't shit. I got shit to do with me. But as his friend,
but to me, that's different, Ty. That's different because if this vision that I have requires me to, pack my stuff up and go across the country or go across the world, you can hold me accountable for that. You know what I'm saying? But in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like those decisions that we make affects everybody. You know what I'm saying? Affects me and them.
Decisions, yes, I agree with you with decisions that you make. However, I think in the matter of you being the best you can be, because some of us, let's be honest, some of us get comfortable and we get stagnant on where we are because we're comfortable where we are. Whether that's our jobs, whether that's
let me just say this.
Let me finish real quick, Daniel. Right. So I think because some of us get so comfortable where we are, I'm specifically talking about relationships with the opposite sex, that the other person may want to come and say, you know what, I can see better potential in you. And it has nothing to do with them personally. I can go to my wife and say, you know what, she's a vocalist, she sings. I can go to her, and I wouldn't, but I can go to her and say, you know what, babe, I really think that maybe you need to take these lessons so that way you can be a better singer. And her singing ain't got shit to do with me, but it's something, if that's her passion, she wants to follow and she wants to do, I want to see her be the best that she can do in that particular field. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay,
so I'll just say this, and I'll leave it alone.
Okay.
You got people in relationships who, what I'm saying, like, when they say the best versions of the other person, right? And the best version of you might be time consuming to whatever passion that you may have. I'm not saying that the person that you with is, not being supportive because they don't want you to be time consuming. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is that, if like I've heard a lot of successful people have a lot of sacrifices and, or make a lot of sacrifices. And if the person that you with ain't on board, then to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's just
okay.
Different.
Okay. You and these damn he got his own damn
right. He gave himself a thumbs up.
He's like, thumbs up. I just made a hell of a point. Thumbs up.
see, y'all be sleeping on Donnell. Donnell probably friends with Elon Musk, and he got that head implant already.
Ty, if you said you was moving to South Africa, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're gonna miss you stateside, but if you're going to go do your thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, if you need anything, holla at me. You know what I mean? Like, right. I already know it's going to be time consuming. I already know it's, some sacrifices had to be made. Like, I already know these things. So I support you 100%. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes when you're dealing with your significant other, I won't say opposite sex, but when you're dealing with your significant other, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I feel like a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, they make you second guess what you're doing.
They do. Yes. That happens. Yes.
It happens.
But I think that could be healthy. Sometimes it is not. But I think that it can be healthy in the respect that it makes you, they usually bring up points that you haven't thought of. They usually bring up, or it may not even be a point that you didn't think of, but it could be a point that you did not harness, and then they bring it up and it makes you second guess. But during that second guess, you're rethinking, you're reevaluating, you are restructuring your thoughts to make it better. Go ahead. You're not what?
Again, you know what I'm saying? Success comes with trial and error. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I digress. Like, I'm just saying, like, like, for me, a lot of back and forth. For me, it almost feels like it no longer becomes my vision. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I just,
because of the back and forth.
Correct.
Yeah, no,
but
I
that's
get
just me.
you. I get you. And it's going to look different for different people, of course, as we know everything does. So the whole point of this, and we got way off on it, but the whole point of it was accept people for who they are.
Okay.
You know, let them be comfortable being themselves, because that builds respect. I mean, it builds trust through respect. Letting them be themselves.
Can I throw a little wrench into this whole
and then
thing?
we're gonna run through the last three.
We got to, yeah. But this is the thing, right? Like, I think that let people be who they are, right, is a great point, right? It's important for people to be able to grow in their own time when they're in a relationship. But I also believe that we have a situation that oftentimes comes up where people feel like they have to be something different because of the relationship, because of the situations that come along with that relationship. You feel like you have to make a decision that is not in line necessarily with who you are, right? You may want to be a singer and sing on a damn corner, but you know you need to take care of your family, and that's not an option. You know what I'm saying? You can't make money, playing the drums on a street corner in DC. You can't make enough money to feed your family, especially if your wife is looking at you being like, you know what, how much you made playing the drums on the corner? You made $50. That ain't nothing. That ain't gonna get us nothing. Then you got to figure out something else. And so you actually make a concession on who you are and what you want and what you believe because of that situation you're in.
But I will say I agree with you wholeheartedly, John. But here's my thing. Here's my one rebuttal against that. If you knew I was playing drums on the corner when I met your ass, then guess what? Gosh darn it, you gonna accept the fact that I'm playing drums on the corner now that we together, because you had the option. You had the option of saying, right, you know what? That's not the lifestyle of somebody who I wanted to be.
Exactly.
But what if that wasn't what if they weren't and that wasn't the best version of themselves?
Wait, say that again. What if
they wasn't playing the drums and you encouraged me to be the best version of myself? And so I decided the best version of myself is playing the drums.
But I'm giving the scenario that John just gave. If I was playing the drums and I was on the corner playing the drums and you met me playing the drums, then damn it, that's where I'm gonna be. Now, if you
can't... What if it go the other way? Tyler's what he's saying. What Donnell's saying is, what if you realize that this is not who I want to be? You know what I'm saying? I want to be the person playing the drums on the corner. I want to be,
because that's no different. That's no different from doing a startup business. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes. Or being an artist, or right, being a musician. Right. So what I want to say,
there has to be a point. There has to be a level in that where you feel comfortable enough to take that leap.
So in my relationship, and I'll just kind of bring it home with that. When I got married, I was a mass comm major. I was in radio, television, but the starting jobs for mass comm were low paying. They were production assistants, things like that. Those were start off positions. You had to work your way up. But I decided in myself that I did not want to get married and be, quote unquote, try to be a provider as a man with a struggling $15,000 a year job as a production assistant. So I chose to go into teaching, because I knew that in PG County, Maryland, as long as you had a degree, you could teach, and you could get, 25, 30,000. This was, 20 years ago. So the point is, my wife would have accepted me for where I was with that mass comm, but I decided in myself that I needed to do better. to John's point, I decided in myself. She would have been happy with it. She would have supported me, but I wasn't going to be happy with it. So I changed my mindset.
for yourself, not something she asked you.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't change it for her. I changed it because I felt like I needed to be at a better place as a husband. So, but anyway, do we want to continue this another
Number
time, or do we want to hit these last three? All right, 5 is they fought.
What they are.
Yeah. They fought. So basically saying their struggle, their strife. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to fight in a relationship because you move past it. They got on each other's nerves. They fought. They were frustrated with each other at times, but they know now how to navigate through that conflict. They know now how to bounce back and move forward. Again, they chose to stay together and work through it. This established trust. Number 6, they had difficult conversations. This is what I lack on. They communicated regularly and were open to each other's perspectives. That's true with me. They didn't cope by avoiding or denying. I do deny sometimes. Emotional regulation was present, so conversations rarely became explosions. That's what I'm always afraid of. Difficult. This is a difficult one for me. So basically saying that those hard conversations have to be had. Me personally, I only have them when they are the last stopping point. I don't like conflict. So I do avoid, but at the same time, when those difficult conversations present themselves, I don't run from it. I will have those conversations. It's just not my go-to. So that's difficult conversations. Number 7, the last one, they had boundaries with their family. They put their relationship first and had clear boundaries with the family. They did not vent to their family about their issues or make decisions based on what their families wanted. They did what was best for their partnership.
Like Biggie said, number 7 should have been number 1 to me.
So yeah, some people have more of an issue with this than others. I've never really had a family issue in my relationship, but that it's a big thing. So you as an individual have to respect your relationship first. You're the one that has to go to sleep with them. You're the one that has to live with them every day, not your mama, not your brother, not your uncle, your daddy. You have to live with them. So you have to respect that relationship first. And then the others can be perspective, but they can't be the lead in your relationship.
Oh, and don't forget this part of it is I think that I will say this is that when you have relationships, when you are in a relationship, going back to the friend piece, you need to be having conversations with the person you're in a relationship with.
Yeah, exactly.
Not with everybody else, the person you're in a relationship with.
So y'all can run this back, go over it, go back, look at it, watch it on YouTube. These are the 7 things that are common for successful relationships.
Cool. We went long.
Yeah, we did. Love y'all.
That's what she said.
Is it my fault? Is it my fault?
No.
It ain't my fault.
It's not your fault. It's what you said. Yo, we appreciate y'all for coming out and tuning in to this long episode of Millionaire Man Cave tonight on a Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is now 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, it is that time. Yo, we appreciate y'all for tuning in each and every Tuesday right here, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Relationship Entertainment Television. Until next time, y'all, we out. Peace. Deuces.